Welcome into another episode of This Needs to Be Addressed. I'm your host, Mwest, with my co-host, Nug. And today we're addressing an interesting topic that I think, do politicians, potential presidential candidates need streamers? If you guys don't know, recently, former President Trump was on Adin Ross's Kick stream. And then there's rumors, allegedly, that Kamala Harris wanted to be on Kai Cenat's stream. Now, these young men are some of the top streamers, and they can get anywhere from 100,000 to 700,000 live viewers, right? Young, impressionable kids on their stream. So, Nug, how do you feel about this? Do you think that they need streamers to kind of reach younger viewers, or why? Do you think it's even necessary that candidates appear on these streams?
So I personally, I think that yes, these people are great, or they're smart to try to get to a younger audience through live streamers, and they understand that the younger audience is on the live streams.
Right.
Don't think that politicians should be going on there though. I get it. I'm not saying it's a stupid move, just not a move that I like.
So here's what when I looked at what Kai said. Kai said he was kind of banging on the table. He said, "I don't know nothing about politics. Why is Secret Service contacting me?" And then I heard other people talk about it, and they were like, "This is a bad move. Kamala should not be on Kai's stream at all." But I think different. I think you don't have to know anything about politics. That's why you have a team. You gather up some questions, you learn about these topics, and you have her on there, and you sit down and you have a conversation. I don't think it's going to hurt. What's the difference between a fun Kevin Hart and a Kamala Harris, and you gathering up some interesting questions from your community or things that people really want to know?
It's the same thing that we do here in the streaming realm. I mean, you can collaborate with anybody, but collaborating with people who are in your niche or kind of perpendicular to your niche. So a Kevin Hart collab makes sense because they're both essentially comedians or people who are funny. They're having a good time. It's a collab that makes sense. A collaboration with a politician feels like you're trying to sell me something. Now, there's one caveat. The one caveat I have,
Hmm.
if Kai were to do something political, I think he should have both candidates, Trump and Kamala. That to me feels less political and more like he's like moderating type of thing. Now, if they wanted to come together for that, yes, but having one or the other, it just feels like you're trying to sell me something. And I think that's what the Aiden Ross. I don't know if you watched Aiden Ross and Trump. It was
I
cringe as
did.
hell.
It was super cringe. I didn't like it at all, and I think Aiden Ross is a horrible content creator. Um, no disrespect, right? Um, I forget. Well, I was. Let me. I'm trying to. So the point I was gonna make, or my response to you, is like, Kai's been so. I think he's done so much variety of things that I wouldn't mind seeing him try this, right? Like he's done the prison stuff. He's done interviews with music folks like Nicki Minaj. He's done fun streams with Kevin Hart. Like I feel like his talent and his skill set knows no boundaries. And for me, I'm not a super political person, but I would research, I'd get prepared, I'd poll people, I'd ask questions, and I'd have Kamala sit down. And I agree with you. To your point, it would only be fair if he had both parties on there, because it would be one-sided for him just to have Trump on there. But I don't, without sharing any of my political views, I just feel like Trump don't want to answer no questions, no way, anyway, and he just wants somebody to kiss his ass like Aiden Ross did. They were super MAGA over there, and it was, like you said, cringe to watch.
The problem, see, here's the problem.
Hmm.
I get what you're saying with Kai being an excellent content creator. He's being diverse. The problem is, like I tell you all the time when we talk about Kai Cenat. Yes, I'm a huge Kai Cenat fan. I don't
Right.
give a damn about his views on politics. I don't see him as a role model to me or my kids. I
Agreed.
don't have kids, but if I had kids, I think that we need to stop as people in the United States, we need to stop putting people up on pedestals just because they have a big platform. Kai has
Right.
a huge platform. He's the best streamer in the world right now. He's the hottest streamer in the world right now.
Hmm.
Doesn't mean that he has to collaborate with politicians. I saw online everyone's just like, "Oh my God, Kai doesn't realize how much of an impact he could have just by having he's doing it the wrong." Like, no, it's okay to have your lane and to stay in your lane. We need to stop forcing people to jump into these other lanes and be role models when they're saying to you, "Hey, that's not me. I'm just a guy who likes to do what I like to do. I'm not here to sell you guys, sway you guys, or use my platform to try to be informative about politics. And that's okay. He's fucking 22, 23 years old. We shouldn't want him to be that political leader anyway.
I agree with you, and based off of our conversations, it's changed my viewpoints. Is kind of putting celebrities up as role models just because they have the viewership, right? I don't want him to be a leader, but it would be helpful to get more kids involved in politics and just kind of see some of the candidates, and I think it would be helpful for Kai to have it on his stream. But I respect him not having it there, and I'm not pushing for it. I'm just saying that I don't think that it's a bad thing.
And that's another thing. You have to know yourself and your limitations. He knows himself. If I'm doing silly stuff all the time, like my
Hmm.
stream is predicated on being basically like a show, and I get Vice President Harris or former President Trump on here, what does that look like to my like what does that look
I
like? What are we
disagree with
doing?
I disagree with where you're going with that, and it sounds like you're saying like I can only stay in this one lane, but Kai has proven over and over again that he can jump in a bunch of different lanes and still be successful. And this is just bringing in somebody, having them share some thoughts, and then having them gone, and him going back to his regular life, which is blowing up the internet constantly.
He's done different lanes, but they're all adjacent to comedy. He's never jumped into a political lane where it's like, so Vice President Harris, you know, if elected, would you be willing to do blah blah blah? So
Right.
Trump, if elected, we like that's why I
But
said the best thing for him to do
mhm.
would be have both candidates on at one time and then bring them into the world of, hey, we're doing different things. Like
he,
maybe
he's he's
we're
no master debater.
oh my god.
Okay,
Oh,
but okay, here's the last thing
oh
I'll throw in there.
brother.
Charlemagne the God isn't somebody that I particularly think is very is somebody that I want to hear political things from. But he's jumped into the arena. He's interviewed Kamala, talked to her about hot sauce. Made her seem more human at times, right? So I see Kai kind of doing the same thing, like what the Breakfast Club can't do, Kai can do with his views. But again, I'm not forcing it. Kai's his own person. I just thought it'd be a good idea, but I'm okay with him not doing it. And I do think that political streamers have gotten so big that political leaders and other folks have realized how influential they are, and they do need them to kind of sign off or get them in front of some eyes. These kids are bigger than networks now, and
Oh, absolutely.
all I'm doing is kind of giving them their flowers. Like, hey, you've done something out there that's so big that you have the attention of a lot of other avenues. So,
And,
kudos to
and
both of them.
that's the part that I love in all of this. The fact that streaming has now reached a point where presidential candidates want to come on
Yes,
to try
sir.
to campaign. I think that means you have made it. Like you said, you're bigger than networks. And salutes to all of the streamers out there, especially Kai and the people who are paving the way for the other content creators for this to kind of be seen as something very, very serious.
Yep. Yep. I don't have anything else to say on it. I feel like I've addressed it, and the folks in the comments can sound off below. If you love Aiden, if you hate him, if you love Kai, if you hate this idea, let us know what you guys think.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Look, Kai
Yeah.
Cenat, right? Like you probably already got this idea. Trump and Harris presidential debate live on your stream. You don't pick a side. You can stay neutral. You ain't got to get into the politics, but you can like moderate it and then make it like y'all are debating, but it's with a twist. You feel me? Like it's not your typical debate. It's a debate with like little game activities and like like dance offs and like
I'm
I'm
out.
just saying.
I'm out.
Look though, it could be cool. Imagine like you saw Trump dancing with Aiden Ross. Imagine like Harris dancing with it. I don't know. I just think that you bring them into your world of streaming, right? They're now into the world of streaming. We take all the political, not all, most of the political stuff out. We dummy it down, and then we get to like, hey, who could be the most relatable? I'm just saying,
I'm out.
it's an idea. It's an idea. Don't listen to this boomer over here. He wants y'all to
Wow.
come on there and when I get into office, the First Amendment, we don't want to hear that. All right.
Yes, sir. And what they're doing I don't want to just vote for people just because they favor me. I want to vote for people that are offering and giving me things that matter to me. Right. So I definitely
Is
want to hear
this
about that.
is this about you or the youth? You see what you did there? You said something about the kids, and
This
then
is
you brought it
both.
back to you.
It's about both.
If
We need
if
we
they were to
need
go on Kai's stream, it would influence the kids more than you, though.
It would influence the kids to help have them join in the election and make a decision that could benefit them as well as me. The voting is for everyone, not just